North Korean state media has reported at least 50 deaths and some 1 million people down with fever, days after acknowledging a COVID-19 outbreak for the first time. For more than 2 years, the country had claimed it was COVID-free. It had also refused to accept vaccines from abroad for its population. Experts fear a looming catastrophe in the secretive state, and there have already been offers of help from neighbors China and South Korea.
The state media's antivirus program is full on. It stresses how Pyongyang is working to curb its major outbreak of the virus and airs interviews with people who overcome COVID, or what the nation calls fever, trying to boost morale amid a nationwide lockdown.
I started giving paracetamol, general cold medicine, and antibiotics every 5 hours to my daughter. And her fever was gone after 3 days.
Doctors in North Korea are promoting the use of paracetamol and traditional Korean medicine as COVID treatments, but many cannot get them. Leader Kim Jong Un has now ordered the army to help distribute medicine, saying health officials failed to stabilize supply. But even the most timely medication delivery might still be insufficient for North Korea's fight against COVID. Most of its population is still unvaccinated. North Korea previously refused vaccine offers from the COVAX distribution scheme. Experts say the country fears the program's monitoring requirements would expose it to international scrutiny. In addition to Pyongyang's major ally, Beijing, South Korea is now also offering to help.
I have repeatedly expressed my willingness to always open the door to humanitarian aid for North Korea without political or military consideration. If North Korea responds to South Korea's offer to provide aid, we will give full support, including COVID-19 vaccines and medicines, medical equipment, and health personnel.
Since North Korea acknowledged its Omicron outbreak last week, dozens have already died and 1 million others sickened by the coronavirus. With no vaccines and little medication available, taking precautions has become the key in North Korea's COVID battle.
And joining me now for more is Dr. Sojin Lim. She's a senior lecturer in North Korean studies at the University of Central Lancashire. Dr. Lim, when we're speaking about North Korea, we are talking about an unvaccinated population, weak healthcare facilities, and the Omicron variant. How serious could the situation get in North Korea?
Everyone is the same situation, it's about a little bit of speculation at the moment because we don't know how exactly the situation is like in North Korea, because for last more than 2 years, there were no other foreigners in North Korea who could communicate with outside of the country. However, from the media in the North Korea, it looks like there's something going on. But on top of that, in terms of the data, it looks very serious, but at the same time, it's also a little bit doubtful whether those the sudden high number of the positive cases are true, or there's some kind of discrepancy in data. But it looks like there's something going on seriously in North Korea.
And lockdowns have been announced. Do you think that is the only strategy North Korea has to fight this outbreak, or will it be forced to seek help from abroad?
From my point of view, North Korea is more or less following a Chinese strategy. As we see in Shanghai, China imposed very harsh lockdown strategy. And North Korea has been on the same page like China, but it's quite shameful, and because the people in North Korea, they really suffer from this lockdown, and now it will be even harsher than better. So because of that, now, for example, UNICEF or South Korean government or the Biden administration in the States, they try to offer the vaccination and the medical services, and hopefully North Korea regime could take them and open the door for the people.
Now, for more than 2 years, as you were also saying earlier, the country kept insisting it didn't have a single COVID case, and it's a claim that no one outside of North Korea believed. Help us understand the thinking here of Kim Jong Un. I mean, surely he knew that denying the problem wouldn't make it go away.
That's true. If we think about what happened before COVID-19, Kim Jong-un's regime had a little bit of a threat inside in terms of the information influx or even cultural influx from outside, because through the smuggling process, people could obtain especially Korean popular culture, because South and North Korea share the same language. And many of the population, especially who could obtain those SD card or DVDs or USBs through their mobile phones, so that they can watch South Korean drama or listen to the K-pop, then they even mimicked the way how South Koreans speak, and they try to follow the fashions of South Koreans. And in that way, the North Korean regime kind of was under threat, because people now knew that North Korean regime is something wrong. But because of the COVID-19, it was a really good excuse for Kim Jong-un's regime to close all these doors and stop this smuggling and then people access to the information. So that's why North Korea has been locked down for such a long time.
Now, on the day that North Korea confirmed its first COVID cases, that was last week, it also conducted missile tests. I mean, why fire missiles when there is a greater human catastrophe staring you in the face?
So that is very interesting point, because before, in the past, when Kim Jong-un's father was still alive, the North Korea used to use the tactic called nuke for food. So whenever they tested the missiles, then, for example, the United States provided food aid to calm them down. So for North Korea, recently, they haven't had any engagement with the US after Trump administration, and Biden has been really indifferent in North Korea. So this could be a way North Korea sends out the signals, tell us or engage with us, and we are even now having this situation, because all of a sudden North Korea announced the COVID-19 situation. So this could be the sign from North Korean regime that they may be willing to engage with outside of the world, but because of the saving face, they will not approach outside their side. So it's more like they send out the signals outside of the world that they could reach out North Korean regime.
Very interesting. We'll have to leave it there for the time being, though. Sojin Lim from the University of Central Lancashire. Thank you so much.
Thank you.